One task for you, okay? I would like you to think about a teacher, pick one teacher who inspired you. Can you picture a teacher like that? Do you have a teacher like that? Who inspired you? Okay? Think about that teacher, and if you, for a minute or so, can talk to the person sitting next to you describing that teacher and share your descriptions. There's a lot to talk about, isn't there? I hope that you had more than just one teacher. But I'm not going to now, okay, you tell us. So, no, I'm not going to do that, okay? Don't worry. But what I'm going to ask you now is this. I'm not going to ask, what did this teacher do that made him or her inspirational? Yeah, I'm not going to ask that question. I'm asking this question. Think about what it is about you that made this teacher inspirational. Completely different way of looking at it. But remember, the teacher that you think was inspirational may not have been inspirational for other people. So the fact that you found this teacher inspirational tells me much more about you than it tells me about that teacher. I don't need to know what that teacher did. You just tell me what it is about you that made this teacher inspirational. So let's not learn wrong lessons. Let's not copy other teachers' teaching styles. You have to think about, who am I? What do I care about? Why am I passionate about this? And how did this inspirational teacher somehow help me to see that? Because that is the question. I can give you an example. I don't know how typical this scenario still is, but it used to be some 20 years ago. Some time ago anyway. We had a German conversation class. Do you have a picture of a German conversation class? I don't know whether it was similar to what I experienced, but what we did basically was we had a list of topics like food and shopping and traveling, right? And then we did some activities or we just talked, and sometimes in worst case scenarios, that I think now were worst case scenarios, we were dictated a topic. So travel. And now the teacher would dictate and we would write, and that was our conversation class. No judgments. Okay, now this new teacher came. Well, he was a German native speaker, but I don't think that matters really very much at all. But what this teacher did was very strange, and only with hindsight I realized, oh my goodness, this was wonderful. So when I was actually thinking about what he did was very simple. He just sat behind the desk like this, no fancy things and gestures like I'm doing now, nothing like that, just very calmly. And he started to have a conversation with us about his grandparents' experiences of Nazi Germany. And we talked, we exchanged, opinions, we reflected on what we had to say. It was very poignant, the whole thing. And when I'm now thinking about this is my inspirational teacher. And see, I don't do this very often, as you can tell. That's not my style. But what I learned from that was that, I want to do that too. I want to help my students to talk about topics that actually matter to them personally, that they can, see, oh my goodness, I really have something to say about this. Shopping, travel, food. You can deepen that experience. Of course, you can make it very relevant. But these are topics that are serious and people will want to, and I'm not suggesting there's a list of topics that you should go for and a list of topics that you should ban, but this principle of making it possible for my students in the classroom to engage their identities in the actual lesson, to have something to say and to listen to them and to have a genuine conversation. Yeah, so that is my lesson. So let's not learn wrong lessons. Let's look at those inspirational teachers for what these experiences can tell us about us. And that's how we can become the best teachers we can be. And that really brings me to my next point. And that is the reflection on why. Why are we teachers? Why and how languages matter? Why do I want my students to be competent in a language, whatever that language may be? Why do we need languages at all? What are some of those purposes, some of those bigger purposes? Because, passing tests, sure, important, right? Getting a good job, absolutely. Is that it? Think about it. And I'm not going to suggest, because again, this has to be something that you believe in, but why do you think languages are important?